Welcome to Discipleship Diagnostics, the videos where we help you answer all your questions about discipleship and using the Discipleship Pack. Today's question comes from a man who's based in Leamington Spa.
What's the Discipleship Pack and how can it help to disciple my young people?
So this is a good question we've got today. We've spent a bit of time looking at what discipleship is and why that's important. And we actually get to dig a little bit into the Discipleship Pack. So for those of you who don't know, the Discipleship Pack is a resource we've been using with our interns, with our degree students, with some of our ministry partners to really help them think through discipleship. So that's a good place to start. So Darren, you developed this one, you start us off. What is Discipleship Pack for you?
Yeah, it's a little different than your normal curriculum or resource because the main point is really to help you catch the main skills and principles of discipleship.
And what would you say those key skills of disciple are?
I think there's kind of three. So the first one would be to have an end picture of what spiritual maturity looks like. So what's your end goal you're aiming for? The second would be, can you assess where a young person is at right now in their spiritual journey? And the third is, can you identify the next steps for spiritual growth?
So it felt like you were talking about spiritual maturity a lot in there. Claire, do you mind just unpacking what we mean by that a bit?
Spiritual maturity is about having the same character and priorities that we see Jesus had. So that's in 4 particular areas. So a passion for God, a love for other Christians, a compassion for those who don't know God yet, and a vision for multiplication. And if you need a more sticky way to remember that, our friends at 3DM like to use up, in, out, and multiply. That's really great and helpful to remember. So is the pack more of a teaching tool to learn how to do it, or is it something you'd actually use?
Yeah, you actually use it with your young people. So it trains you the principles, but you use it in your discipleship time. So there's about 40 cards. There's the 4 different categories of up, in, out, multiply with different growth areas. And so you pick the cards that you think your young people need the most next. You actually bring the card out. There's some helpful scriptures on the back and discussion questions, resources. It also links to the website with other tools and tips.
Great. So this is a resource we actually use when discipling our young people. But just before we finish off, is there anything either of you want to say about it?
Yeah, I think we just want the Discipleship Pack to be simple and reproducible. So we want it to be a starting point that you can use with your young people. So add in your own growth areas, feel free to make it your own, and we hope it's something that young people can use for themselves as they start to disciple people in their lives too.
So that's all we're going to say for now about it, but please watch the rest of our Discipleship Diagnostics videos to keep hearing more of the questions that we get asked, and hopefully it'll answer some of the questions you have about discipleship and the Discipleship Pack.